In this demo, we will be reviewing how to install a fly front zipper with shield. The facing will be sewn onto the left side of the pant. Be sure to interface your facing before sewing it onto the pant. Put right sides together, lining up your cut edges. Notice the notch at the end. That's where the zipper will end and where we'll start sewing. Once the facing's been stitched on, fold all the seam allowance towards the facing and understitch the facing to the seam allowance. The understitching should be about 1/16 of an inch away from the seam. The understitching will give the facing a nice clean finish when it's folded back. Now we'll sew the zipper and the shield onto the right pant leg. Our shield is a piece of fabric that's been folded in half and overlocked on the bottom to finish it. Here's what the shield pattern piece looks like when it's fully opened. We'll start by sewing the zipper on first. Open up your zipper and lay it right side down against the cut edge. The zipper will be sewn on at half of what the seam allowance is. In this case, the seam allowance is 1/2 inch, so we're stitching it on at 1/4 of an inch. About an inch away from the end of the zipper, stop sewing and pull up the zipper head. This will make it easier to finish sewing to the end of the zipper. Stop sewing once you get to your notch. Here I marked it with a pin. Once the zipper's been sewn on, unzip it and lay the shield on top of the zipper. The shield will be stitched on at 1/4 of an inch, just like the zipper was. Make sure you stop stitching where your notch is. Fold back all your seam allowance so it's facing toward the pant. Understitch through all layers, catching the seam allowance to the front of the pant. Now we will sew the center front crotch seam together. Start by lining up your 2 notches at center front. Place right sides together and move all the bulk away from where the notch is. Start your stitching at the notch and continue stitching to the end of the seam. Now we'll sew the free side of the zipper to the pant facing. Line the center front of the pant up and pin it closed as if it was zipped closed. Flip the pant over and pull back the shield, revealing the zipper and the facing. You now have the zipper and the facing lined up exactly where you want them. Pin the zipper to the facing. Be sure to only pin it to the facing and not through the front of the pant. Now you can take the pins out at center front. Unzip the zipper and move everything out of the way except for the zipper and the facing. Stitch the zipper tape to the facing. Zip the pants closed. Now we will stitch to the front of the pant to catch it to the facing. Tracing around a template, chalk on where the top stitching will go. Once you have your tracing line marked on the front of the pant, make sure the zipper is closed and move the shield out of the way. Now top stitch the front of your pant to the facing. Stop your stitching at the center front seam. Now the front of your pant and your facing are attached. There you have it, a finished fly front zipper with shield.